Alright guys, several of you have asked about the structural reinforcements that I made on the Alpha Jet Mark II using Foam-Tac. This is Foam-Tac here, and drywall mesh tape, which is this fiberglass tape. It's the stuff you can buy to do drywall at Home Depot, and it's just this fiberglass tape. Anyway, I have a video up that shows how I did it, how I do this reinforcement. But I just thought on this video, Greg had mentioned from FRCFoamies that some people might benefit from seeing where and how I did the reinforcement. So just real quick on the Alpha Jet Mark II, I put the reinforcement along each leading edge. The nice thing about that is, you know, when you impact it, just regular foam, it dents. But, you know, I'm not concerned with impacting the leading edge of the wings with this reinforcement on, because it is so rigid and stiff, strong, that it doesn't dent easily. So if I accidentally hit something with it, I'm not concerned, unless it's a really hard impact. But it also gives significant strength to it. So I've got it on all of the leading edges, on the top and bottom wing where I might impact anything, and that's helpful for strength, but also for just hanger rash. You know, when you're moving it around in the car, you can see that I separated the wings and then joined with fiberglass mesh tape and drywall, and Foam-Tac. I also went around all of the edges of the control surfaces on the elevons and on the rudders and vertical stabilizer. There's some of the lights that I wired in. Then I put it on the junction between the wing and the midsection of the fuselage, just for a little bit of extra strength. It's really not necessary there, but it does give a little bit of extra strength. I've got the same material that I used for hinges, the drywall mesh tape with FatherAndSons hinges, which works very well, and I've never had one fail. And then I use the same thing for my hatch hinge. But that's about it. Very simple. Oh, and then you probably notice I've got this is my fault in the build. I didn't have any Depron or MPF foam, and all I had at the time was this Dollar Tree foam without paper on it, and I really wanted to get it built. So because of that, I had to add a few pieces of carbon fiber to stiffen this drywall, this Dollar Tree foam. It's really flexible without the paper, and just didn't have sufficient rigidity. And I used the drywall mesh tape, fiberglass tape, and Depron to, anytime I put a carbon fiber rod in, it adds almost no weight, and then it recloses that gap. Before I started doing that, I had carbon fiber fail, or I had the foam fail at times where I had put the carbon fiber rods in place because I had introduced a stress location, a stress point in the wing on the top half where it was no longer joined together. But joining the upper halves again with this method seems to really add strength. Most of you won't need to do this on the Alpha Jet because you'll be using a different kind of foam. I had to do that because I used this Dollar Tree foam without paper. But anywhere where I do it on other planes, where I install carbon fiber rods, it really helps to close that gap and barely adds any weight. So anyway, I hope that answers some questions about where I did that reinforcement and why. All of my leading edges are done like that. All of my trailing edges and control surfaces. It adds a lot of strength, a lot of durability, and I really like it. So anyway, hope that helps some of you. Talk to you soon.